We often look to the skies, to the distant stars, and galaxies when we ponder the great mysteries of existence. We search the cosmos for signs of life, for something that mirrors our own miraculous existence here on Earth. But what if one of the greatest biological discoveries, a world teeming with life, has been right here all along? Not in some remote, unexplored jungle, nor in the deepest trenches of the ocean, but beneath the very ground we walk upon. A vast and hidden kingdom, an empire of life buried deep within the planet itself, has remained almost entirely unknown to us until now. It is a world that challenges everything we thought we knew about the boundaries of life. This is not a world of fantasy or fiction, it is a biological reality. A silent, sprawling continent of existence hidden within the rock and sediment of Earth's crust. Imagine a realm that begins just a few meters below the soil, and extends for kilometers down into the crushing, heated depths of our planet. It is a world without seasons, without day or night, a place of profound stillness and antiquity. Here life persists in forms so strange, and on timescales so vast that they seem to belong to another planet entirely. This is the story of Earth's deep biosphere, the last truly unexplored frontier on our own world, a place of profound mystery and astonishing resilience. For most of human history, we believed that life was a surface phenomenon. It was something that happened in the sunshine, and the rain, in the soil, the rivers, and the seas. The idea that life could exist deep within the solid rock of the planet seemed preposterous. The deeper one goes, the hotter it gets, the greater the pressure becomes, and the less food there is available. It was, by all accounts, a sterile and lifeless domain. We drilled for oil, we mined for minerals, but we did not think to look for living things. The Earth's crust was simply geology, a dead scaffold upon which the vibrant theater of life played out. This long-held assumption began to crumble only a few decades ago. It was not a single dramatic moment of discovery, but a slow and steady accumulation of puzzling evidence. Scientists drilling deep into the seabed for geological research, as part of projects like the Ocean Drilling Program, began to pull up cores of rock and sediment from kilometers beneath the ocean floor. To their astonishment, when they examined these ancient, deeply buried samples under the microscope, they found signs of life. Not fossils of life that once was, but living, breathing microbes seemingly unfazed by their extreme confinement. To comprehend the life of the deep biosphere, we must first try to imagine its environment. It is a world utterly alien to our own sun-drenched experience. The first and most absolute rule of this realm is darkness. Sunlight does not penetrate more than a few hundred meters into the ocean. Below that, and below the solid ground, there is only eternal blackness. There are no seasons here, there is no cycle of day and night. For these inhabitants, the sun is a distant, irrelevant myth. Their entire existence unfolds in a darkness more profound than the deepest midnight. Alongside the darkness comes immense, relentless pressure. For every 10 meters we descend into the ocean, pressure increases by 1 atmosphere. Now imagine descending for kilometers through solid rock. The weight of the overlying crust is unimaginable. At depths of 2 or 3 kilometers, pressure can be hundreds of times greater than at sea level. It is a force that would crush any surface dweller, squeezing molecules out of shape. Then there is the heat. As we journey toward the core, temperature steadily rises. Some deep environments beneath the cold ocean floor can be near freezing. Others, closer to geothermal activity, can be scorching. Life has been found in environments exceeding 120 degrees Celsius. These organisms, known as hyperthermophiles, thrive in conditions that would scald any other life. Finally, there is profound isolation. Life is trapped within microscopic pores and fractures of rock. There is little room to move. Resources are incredibly scarce. How can anything possibly survive in such a hostile and unforgiving place? The answer lies in a complete reimagining of what it means to be alive. Life on the surface is powered by the sun. Plants, algae use photosynthesis to convert sunlight into energy. Animals eat those plants. Animals eat other animals to get their share. This entire food web is based on a constant daily influx of solar energy. But in the deep biosphere there is no sun. So these remarkable microbes had to find another way. They have become masters of chemistry, learning to eat the very rocks that surround them. This process is known as chemosynthesis. Instead of using light, these organisms derive their energy from chemical reactions. They metabolize simple inorganic compounds, hydrogen gas, methane, sulfur, produced by geological processes, or by the slow decay of ancient buried organic matter. They are living off the planet's geological energy. Some bacteria, for instance, gain energy by reacting hydrogen with carbon dioxide to create their cellular material. They are primary producers like plants, building a food web in absolute darkness, using nothing but rock, water, gas. Survival here demands a different approach to time. On the surface, life is fast and dynamic. Organisms grow, reproduce, and die in a constant, hurried cycle. One of the most mind-bending aspects of the deep biosphere is its sheer, unimaginable scale. It's easy to think of these microbes as a minor curiosity, maybe just a strange footnote. But honestly, the reality is quite the opposite. This hidden world isn't some small, isolated pocket of life. It's actually a contiguous, planet-spanning biome. Scientists estimate the total volume of this habitat is enormous. Sediments beneath the seafloor, the upper few kilometers of continental crust, we're talking roughly 2 billion cubic kilometers, nearly twice the volume of all the world's oceans combined. When we consider total living material, biomass, the numbers are even more staggering. For a long time we assumed most biomass was on the surface. The discovery of the deep biosphere turned that idea on its head. Current estimates put carbon mass in deep Earth microbes between 15 and 23 billion tons. That absolutely dwarfs more familiar life forms. All 7.8 billion humans, tilde 60 million tons of carbon. All animals on Earth, tilde 2 billion tons of carbon. The deep biosphere, hundreds of times greater than all humans and potentially more than 10 times all animal life on the surface. It's a pretty humbling thought. The immense mass of the deep biosphere is one thing, but the number of individual organisms it contains is even more difficult to comprehend. Life on the surface is dominated by large, multicellular creatures like us. We see ourselves, the animals, and plants around us as the main characters in the story of life. But in terms of sheer numbers, we're honestly an insignificant minority. The true rulers of this planet, numerically speaking, are the microbes, and a vast proportion of those microbes live in the deep subsurface. They are the true, silent majority of earthly life. Scientists estimate the number of microbial cells in the deep biosphere is on the order of 10 to the power of 30. That's a 1, followed by 30 zeros. There are more individual organisms in the rock beneath our feet than there are stars in the known universe. For every single human being on the planet, there are trillions upon trillions of these deep Earth microbes. They exist in the microscopic pore spaces between mineral grains, in tiny fractures in the rock, within deeply buried sediments, forming a living matrix that permeates the crust, and they are everywhere. Deep drilling projects on every continent and in every ocean have confirmed their presence. The Earth's crust isn't solid, sterile rock, it's a porous, living sponge, saturated with a staggering number of microscopic inhabitants. This unseen majority has been on Earth for a very, very long time. They're a living library of Earth's deep history, carrying genetic information that dates back to the dawn of life itself. The study of the deep biosphere is more than just an exercise in cataloging strange creatures in a strange place. It's forcing us to confront and redefine what life is and what it really requires to exist. For centuries, our idea of habitable was shaped by human needs: liquid water, a temperate climate, a breathable atmosphere, and energy from the sun. We've searched for life with that surface-centric checklist. The deep biosphere shows how narrow that view was. Life does not need sunlight, it doesn't need oxygen, it doesn't need a constant supply of fresh organic food. Some persist in extreme energy limitation, metabolism so slow they border on geological time. They endure pressures that would crush a submarine and temperatures that would boil water. The boundary between living and dead environments is far blurrier than we thought. The only absolutes seem to be some liquid water, however minimal, and a source of chemical energy, however faint. This reshapes ideas about life's origins. Maybe life didn't start in a sunlit pond, as Darwin guessed, but in dark, geochemically active underground settings similar to ocean hydrothermal vents. The subsurface shielded early life from intense UV before the ozone layer formed. The deep biosphere could be the ancestral home of all life. These microbes show incredible metabolic diversity. They've evolved chemical tricks to survive. Some breathe metals like iron, others consume methane, others even use radioactive elements for energy. The discovery of this vast hidden world inside our own planet has completely revolutionized the way we think about the possibility of life elsewhere in the universe. For a long time, the search for extraterrestrial life has focused on finding Earth-like planets, worlds with surfaces that look a lot like our own. Liquid water oceans, temperate climates, protective atmospheres. This is known as the habitable zone, around a star. But the deep biosphere shows us that life might not need a comfortable surface at all. A planet or moon that appears completely barren and hostile on the outside could actually be teeming with life on the inside. Consider Mars. Its surface today is cold, dry, irradiated desert. But what about beneath the surface? We know that Mars was once warmer and wetter, and it has the same kinds of rocks and minerals that support chemosynthetic life deep within Earth. The search for life on Mars shouldn't just be about scratching the surface, it really must involve drilling deep. This principle extends far beyond Mars, out to the icy moons of the outer solar system. Jupiter's Europa, thick ice shell, surface frozen hundreds of degrees below zero. Saturn's Enceladus, thick ice shell, surface frozen hundreds of degrees below zero. But we have strong evidence that beneath their icy crusts lie vast, global oceans of liquid water. These oceans are dark and will never see the light of day. However, they're likely in contact with a rocky core which could be geologically active, producing hydrothermal vents just like those on Earth's ocean floors. These vents could provide the chemical energy needed to support a deep chemosynthetic biosphere, entirely independent of sunlight. The universe may be filled with deep biospheres, hidden worlds of life tucked away inside seemingly barren planets and moons just waiting to be discovered.